Hey everybody, I'm back again. This is my third video in a series. Maybe I'll make my first playlist of my channel, and it'll contain these 3 playthroughs of Friday the 13th, in which what I'm attempting to do is a perfect run, not a completionist run. So I'm not going to do everything, but I am going to try to keep all my counselors and kids alive and beat the game under 10 minutes. If you've watched the first 2 videos in this series, hopefully you found some enjoyment in them, even though the second video, I absolutely lose Jason at some point and just cannot figure out where he is. So it ends up kind of boring near the conclusion of it. It would be kind of hilarious if a Friday the 13th movie got that boring by the end. But anyway, if you watched my Spider-Man Return to the Sinister Six video, and I'll repeat it again, when I was a kid, we didn't really test out games. Yes, we borrowed some games from friends and things like that, but I wasn't a rental kid. My parents would not rent me games. It just wasn't a thing they understood. Like, oh, you're going to get a game, but you're not going to own it. You're going to play it for a little bit. Like, huh? And if a rental cost $7, but we could only afford $50, for example, for a game, then it's like, well, you take that $7 out of the 50, and now you get no permanent game you own. So there wasn't terminology of good games and bad games. There's just simply the games you got, games you liked, and games you didn't. And for me, it was if I got a game, I liked it and forced myself to. So, like Return to the Sinister Six, I played that game until I got good at it and eventually enjoyed it, partly because I could beat it. I got good at it. I had fun with it. Shout out to the channel You Can Beat Video Games that does amazing videos on these games. And the truth is, when you can beat games, when you beat games, they become more enjoyable, and you're gonna find it. Nowadays, everyone's got an emulator and they're playing these games, and I don't think they're enjoying them the same like when I was a kid, where you got what you got and you had to figure it out. So, as a horror movie kid, my birthday is on Halloween, so when I was a kid, I was allowed to watch horror movies. Oh my gosh, Chrissy, poor girl. She's always taking so much crap. Anyway, so when I was a kid, on my birthday, we always rented horror movies. And after a while, I remember when some kids actually weren't allowed to come to my birthday parties if horror movies were going to be there, because the other parents saw me as, I guess, like the bad influence kid, because, if you go over to Dylan's or Fizzy D's, this is stay in character. If you go over to Fizzy D's on Halloween, you're going to see Jason or Freddy. Anyway, so when these games came out, I didn't think of them as good or bad. I just knew if I enjoyed them or not. And generally speaking, I found a way to enjoy them. In my skull sponge, sometimes I almost found like my own like little mythologies about these games. Which character represented which one from the movies and things like that. And I kind of was able to figure out, like, okay, well, I mean, I know now I can just look at the year of things, but as a kid it was like, okay, so I have to beat Jason 3 times. That must mean this game came out after the 3rd one. Well, no, it's actually the 4th one, so that's where he's defeated with the pitchfork and things like that. It was fun. Freddy's A Nightmare on Elm Street is what I'm trying to say. It's like, what game did this come out after? Because you have the powers of the Dream Warriors, you've got to consecrate his bones, so obviously it doesn't come out quite by part 4. It must have came out between 3 and 4. Otherwise, maybe there would have been a Dream Master character, Unless that's who you are. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why you can switch between powers, because you are the Dream Master. But anyway, these games were always fun and scary to me. Yeah, a lot of my friends couldn't play them, and I didn't get to borrow them from them. So when it was Christmas or my birthday and I got games, man, you stuck with them. Especially games like this where it focused on these like iconic horror movie characters that even when I was like 8 years old, I was watching these movies and I loved them. Great memories of my cousin and I watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 of the Dream Master so many times. So yeah. Now I've been saying a lot, if you've been watching these videos, is that I really need to remind myself of things like Jason's flight pattern, how to get out of the woods and come out by the lake instead of always leaving where I entered. So I am going to watch the You Can Beat Video Games video soon, get all those tips and tricks and start to really digest this game and some of the things that I don't remember from when I was a kid. I don't shout out other YouTube channels because I'm trying to clout chase or anything like that. I look at the production value of my videos in this channel. I am by no means anybody that's probably going to get anywhere, except for new equipment is coming. But anyway, You Can Beat Video Games has an awesome video out. It's probably old now, but it's on Shadowgate, which was a game when I was a kid, man. I played the heck out of that game. I spent days, months, years, whatever you want to say, just trying to figure out how, like, what to do, where to go, and I did beat it once when I was young. I don't remember anything now, but yeah, as a kid, it was just, you had to grind these games. You had to just keep playing them until you could figure it out, figure out what to do. And first time I beat it, man, it felt so epic. It was like reading the last book of the Dragonlance Chronicles. It was just so awesome. It felt so good. And then years later, I hooked up my NES and barely could remember a thing. And it was kind of near the early days of the internet. And I ended up downloading a walkthrough, which was a thing back then. I think they still make walkthroughs. I don't think anyone really uses them the way they used to. And I literally like printed out this long form write-up of what to do and everything, and replayed the game completely knowing what to do and where to go the whole time. And yeah, it wasn't quite the same luster as, you know, being a kid and figuring it out for myself. He's really sticking around. There we go. But it was fun, and I want to play through that game again, but I don't want to be completely lost. So I am watching some YouTube videos on Shadowgate, the history of the game, and that's what's really cool. And yeah, I'm gonna do one for this game soon. That way I really know the information. If you saw my last video, I definitely didn't make 10 minutes, mostly because by the third day I completely lost track of Jason. I had no idea where he was, and ended up standing around for several minutes, almost like I'm doing now. So I don't think this video is even going to be video playthrough. Is going to be under 10 minutes, unfortunately. But it's under, like, I'm trying to do these speed runs without losing a single kid. But I'm starting to realize that's probably nigh impossible. So I guess this will be my third unsuccessful video of the day, where I don't do it under 10 minutes. He's over by the cave. What? Maybe? No, it's 10 seconds until 10 minutes. It's probably going to end up being another 13 minutes. I swear to God, it's like my destiny is to beat this game in 13 minutes with a perfect playthrough. So maybe what I'll do is after this, I'll post a playthrough where I sacrifice kids and I just simply go as fast as I can. But like I said earlier, if I really understood some of Jason's flight patterns and things like that, it probably would help a lot. There's a lot I don't remember. Like I know if Jason starts in a certain area, there's ways to kind of like track him down right off the hop and whatever, but even now, I thought he went to the left outside on this path, but I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I can intercept him right here once he goes into one of these cabins. Because he shouldn't be able to pass by me, right? Which he hasn't. Okay. Hi, Mark. Hey, you know what? Actually, oops. I was going to say, if you want to fight Jason on my behalf for now. Oof. Okay. What are we at? 11 and a half minutes. Man, I just can't break that 10-minute time period. And if you're wondering why I'm so adamant about 10 minutes, it's mostly because of James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, and him discussing, or not discussing, but saying, F those people that can beat this game in under 10 minutes. I'm desperately trying to show that not only can I do it under 10 minutes, but I can do it under 10 minutes and have every kid alive. But I'm just not seemingly able to get that done. So I'm less than a minute away from 13 minutes. So, where are you? Yep, at the lake. So I guess, yeah, see, this is the thing. If I want to sacrifice the kids, I can go straight to the exit of the lake and wait from there. And then I know I can chase him. I can stay on his tail. But when I defeat him up here at the cabins and then exit the lake, I can't seem to quite figure out where he goes after that. And that's part of why I lose a lot of time. I end up having to wait for him to start attacking somebody, and then once I get there, except for like in my last run, if you watched it, where I'm standing around, he was at the lake, I scared him away, and then I guess he just ran a complete circle back around to the lake again, which was so bizarre. I don't know. Now, I have heard that Jason won't face you on the paths as much if you have the sweater. I haven't really experienced that, but maybe I am, and I just don't realize it now. I don't think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to die. Are you in here? Nope. Like, I should meet him here, right? Because he's going to head down this way. Maybe I'll just go down and look for him. Are you up here? Nope. Yeah, see, now I've lost him. And that's where I've lost my time, and I'm pushing 14 minutes now, and Chrissy's going to die when she meets him anyway. Alright. I guess I'll wrap this one up. Realistically, I don't know why anyone would be watching these failed attempts. I guess the only thing I'm showing off is that I can beat the game relatively regularly. And that's pretty cool considering like when I was a kid it was thought of as like an unbeatable game, so at least I'm proving that I can beat it pretty much every time I play it. Well, I can beat it every time I play it. The only reason I wouldn't is, ooh, look at that. The only reason I wouldn't ever beat it, I guess sunglasses if I had an aneurysm playing it. No offense to anyone who's ever had an aneurysm. But alright, I guess 15 minutes, perfect run, nobody lost. Thanks for watching. I will do better.